Greetings YouTube, Jables coming at you again with another deck profile. I just posted a bunch of videos last night, but I'm going to keep this going. We are now at 201 subscribers. Thank you for that again. That's amazing, guys. Thank you, really, it means a lot to us. So I'm just going to keep going with another deck profile. As you know that, or as you may know, I've stated in previous videos that I don't really play competitively. I don't go to I went to one regional and one OTS, so I don't really play competitively too much. So I just build fun decks, and just windups is one of those fun decks now. So I'm gonna get into the deck profile on this. Disclaimer though, remember that I don't claim to be the best deck builder. I just do what I can with what I have. I try things that I like. Generally, they're not too different than most decks, but I I play things a little bit different. If you've ever seen any of my duels, one of my videos is in fact the budget windup deck versus Inzectors that I had a while back. I'm not sure exactly how long ago that was. But something else you might notice in my videos is I never play Warning. I did an entire video on that, how I do not like Warning. Cause yeah, fuck that card. But anyway, we'll get into the profile now. 3 wind-up rabbits, 3 wind-up rats. Standard wind-up engine here. We have 3 wind-up sharks, the 1 wind-up magician, 1 wind-up warrior, and then here I run the 1 wind-up soldier for nostalgic reasons, as when I first picked up this deck, I played this guy at like 2 or 3, I remember. Whenever people were still doing the hand loop, I couldn't afford the extra deck for that. Or really, I couldn't afford really to do the hand loop. I didn't have the right stuff for it. So I made a XYZ spam version, if you guys remember that, way back all in, with this guy, and I just spammed rank 5s. So I run him now, again, just for more nostalgia reasons, but he also comes in handy because he is an 1800 attacker. He can go to level 5 and increase his attack, so he can get over problem cards such as Thunder King if you need to. Because Thunder King will halt your searches, stop your exceed summons, which both are something that you really need in this deck. So I still run the 1. Next, I run 1 Birdman because this deck has level manipulation and a good special summon rate, so you can special summon multiple monsters, bounce them back, and synchro. You can go into various synchros, but I only have a few at the moment. I generally don't have many synchros and or exceeds at the same time because depending on what deck I build, I trade one for the other. Like I'll trade synchros for exceeds or exceeds for synchros. So I generally don't have a lot at the same time. But yeah, Birdman to add that synchro ability to the deck. Next, 1 bear. As you can assume, I do run a couple of Tinkies, and I just like Bear in general. Bear is not really getting like much play now because of the hat deck, hand monsters. You're running them everywhere, but Bear's still a good card to deal with problem cards when you know what you're going up against, when you know what you're going to pop, when you just need to get rid of something. Generally in this deck, you can just run over Fossil Dyna. You can get rid of such things as Christia, depending on your locals. My locals has fairly consistent agent players and stuff like that to stop special summoning. So I just like the bear. Plus, bear's just a good card overall. You just need to know when to use him. If you know your opponent's playing hand monsters, you just gotta be careful when you use it. It's just all a matter of timing and knowing what you're doing and paying attention really to the game. So I run the 1 bear. Next, for the last 2 monsters, I main deck 2 Fossil Dynas. As I said, depending on your locals, it's really different, but around my locals, like every deck there, I always side into Fossil Dyna anyway, so I was like, I'll just main deck it and save the trouble. Maybe I can win game 1 with Fossil Dyna. So I put in Fossil Dyna in the main, and it works out just fine right now. Need to do more testing on that, but I like Fossil Dyna. Like I said, it goes in my main, I side into it every game. Onto the spells now. The 3 wind-up factories, of course. We have 2 Tinkies, just the 2 Tinkies. I don't want to run 3 because really your main goal is to get to Rabbit and wind-up factory, and then Rabbit and factory will get you the pieces you need to do your combo plays. But once you get 1 rabbit and 1 factory, you can search out the other 2 rabbits easily. So you don't need 3 Tinky because you have wind-up factory. But I still just want to run the 2 just to get to it as quick as possible. And if I already have a rabbit, you can get bear. If you draw into bear and you have a Tinky, that's just a plus there. So, and that's just 2 pops of bear. Anyway, if it, all goes right. Then I have 2 dualities. I only run 2 because I don't have 3 anymore, but I would only run really 2 anyway because this deck is a heavy special summon deck. But sometimes you just need to get to what you need to do special summons. Then we have 2 Messenger of Peace. Messenger of Peace is a good stall card right now. It makes your opponent waste MSTs on it instead of your back row defense cards or your wind-up factory or your Tinky. They have to choose what they want to hit. So yes. In 1 mind control, you have a lot of level manipulation in this deck via the shark, so you can take their monsters exceed, or if you spam the field and they're just sitting on a monster, you can mind control, take it, and then OTK them. Whatever you need it for. Then you have 1 dark hole and 2 MSTs. For the traps, I have 3 Reckless Greed. I really don't want to be running Reckless Greed. I don't like to run Reckless Greed without Upstart. Right now I loaned out my Upstarts to some of the guys, and I just have Reckless Greed, so I just like, if I had Upstarts, I would put them in instead of Reckless, because I don't like being locked under Reckless without Upstart, at least in this deck, because you get to your combo pieces. I would probably just run this deck with Upstarts only instead of Reckless, but as I said, I don't have them right now. I have to get them back. But really, you have wind-up factory, so you can just search out whenever you're not, but sometimes that's not good because you need a trap or so. But then we have 2 Phoenix Chains, 2 Dimensional Prisons. Dimensional Prisons starting to become good again because of the hand monsters, banishing those motherfuckers. 2 Mirror Forces. I still like Mirror Force. It's a good defensive trap. You just have to be more careful when you use it, and people seem to be lazy now and don't want to think that much. But, I still like it. People tend to say it's a bad card now in this format, but Mirror Force is just a good card overall. You just have to be careful when you use it. If you're going up against a hand monster and they're attacking directly, say it's Fire Hand, and you Mirror Force it, they're not going to have anything to pop anyway. Or if it's your only back row and they have Ice Hand and you Mirror Force it, they're not going to have anything to pop. You just have to be careful when you use it. Like, sometimes it's not optimal to use against the hand. You have to be careful when you do it. You just got to think a little bit more, and I still like Mirror Force, so I played it too. Then 1 Torrential and 1 Bottomless, and that is it for the main deck. That is 40 card main deck. Extra deck is just a random mishmash of monsters that I have, because I don't generally have a lot right now, because my main focus is on my frog deck, so I don't really have all I need, like all the optimal cards for this deck. I just have this. I'll just get into it. I have 2 Zen mains, have 1 Levier, 1 Soul of Silver Mountain, 1 Leviathan, a Diamond Dyer, 1 Heartland Draco, my favorite Exceed, and it's especially good in this deck because you run a lot of continuous spells and traps, so you can, as long as I don't kill it with a spell or trap, you can just attack directly twice without having to worry about it getting ran over because of your factories and Tinkies. I run 2 Pappies, as you can loop your rats and swarm the field with Pappy, so you can keep your swarm going with double Pappy. 1 Pearl in case of skill drain. I really need a Crazy Box, but I don't have one. And 1 Downward Magician, because you run rank 3s and I have one, so it's in there. And then a Tyrus, because I need more rank 5s, but Tyrus is all I have right now. I need a Volcasaurus. Like, seriously, I would just run 3 Volcasaurus and that would be my rank 5s. I don't care about anything else. Synchro is 1 Stardust, 1 Crimson Blader, and 1 Leo. Just on the off chance you span the field and can make Leo. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, like, dislike, rant, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. And thanks again for the subscriptions, it means a lot. I might do a video on that later, maybe not. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. This is Jables. Until next time.